back to my channel. I am Anushka, and in this video I have 20 plus amazing book recommendations for all you students out there. Now I've compiled this list keeping a lot of factors in mind, and few the first one being beginner friendly, enjoyable to read as a student because I know not all of us enjoy reading books, and most importantly adding value to your life. Relatability. You will find that not only these books are honest and truthful, but they are practical and they are kind of the new age guide books. So yeah, I hope you enjoy watching this video, and with that said, let's just quickly get started. Now before I start with my own list, I have few honorable mentions. It goes without saying that these are a must read, these are classics, and the first one on this list is Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Rich Dad and Poor Dad, Influence, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, The Subtle Art of Not Giving, and The Secret. So the very first book on this list is Steal Like an Artist by Kwon. It's actually one of my recent favorites, and recent being because for the longest time I couldn't afford to buy the physical copy. Yes, you heard that right. And I so wish I was acquainted with its teachings earlier in my life, but you don't have to worry, because thanks to Storytel, now not only you get access to this book, but all the honorable mentions, plus personality development books, motivational books, business books, and a lot many other titles at a minimal subscription fee. And once you subscribe to Storytel, you get access to unlimited listening, offline downloads, and such cool features like sleep timers, feed control, bookmarks, and a lot more. Plus, listening to Steal Like an Artist being narrated by the author himself was such a wonderful experience. It felt like having a conversation with a person you admire. And the book is honest, it is fresh, and filled with practical advice for our generation. The book talks about originality in work and how it is okay to copy your favorite artists and get inspired from them in the beginning. It talks about how taking action is the most important thing and surrounding yourself with the right people to stay on track. It is okay to put forth an average work rather than lingering over perfectionism. Now, if you want to read a self-help book but are confused as there are thousands of them in market, then I have a special recommendation for you. This book, in my opinion, is a full package for this present generation. Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty not only covers various topics like identity, purpose in life, a healthy routine, productivity, and a lot more, but it revolves around the most important factor, that is change in mindset. Plus, all the teachings in this book are modified and are customized in this way for the present generation. Want to know how? Let me just play a clip for you.
The mind is the vehicle by which we decide what is important in our hearts. The movies we watch, the music we hear, the books we read, the TV shows we binge, the people we follow online and offline. What's on your news feed is feeding your mind. The more we are absorbed in celebrity gossip, images of success, violent video games, and troubling news, the more our values are tainted with envy, judgment, competition, and discontent.
Now, if you're unhappy with your personality or someone else's and you want to change that personality, then a book that I highly recommend you to read is Surrounded by Idiots. This book will not help you to change that personality, but understand that yes, there are fixed sets of personalities. There are 4 types of people, and the book refers to them: yellow, red, blue, and green. So red people are the least common. They are aggressive, they are ambitious, and they do what they think, and they are fast driven, they are high tempered, whereas yellow people are soft, they are charming, they are talkative, whereas green people are a little subtle, they are kind, people say that introverts, and they're not that ambitious, they are helpful. And blue people are the more reserved people. They resent a little, and they are perfectionists, they don't talk to a lot of people. But after a point it became repetitive, so yeah, that's a warning sign for you, but it's definitely an interesting novel. Next is definitely a coming of age book that everyone should read, and that is Digital Minimalism. Now, this book does not force you to leave all this digital world, to leave social media. No, it does not. It just shows you the entire picture, that if you're addicted to your phone, if you're addicted to social media, why is that? It gives an insight into the Silicon Valley, how these apps are built, how everything is turning into a gambling game, how apps are inspired from gambling games, triggers, and how, tons and tons of money is, spent on data, on how you behave, how this data, how you behave online is being collected, and how people are working on it, the big data. And it definitely an interesting read. This book also gives quite helpful tips as to if you want to detox your life from social media, how to do it, and what are the advantages, how it will add value. All of us have a dream life, and to achieve that dream, the importance of discipline and a healthy routine is not unknown. But if you're struggling with it, then a book which I'll highly recommend is Atomic Habits. Yes, it's extremely popular and everyone recommends it, and so will I, because it works and it is great. It is easy to read, and this book is unique, okay, in a way that it forces you and tells you that it's not important to focus on your goal, but to focus on the system, that is the process which leads you to that goal. Happiness of achieving that goal is momentarily, but the things that you learn in that process to reach that goal is what will make you a better person. This book gives you practical advices and tips. It is definitely motivating. Money. Right, and the book that I'll recommend is none other than The Psychology of Money. Such an interesting read this is. I actually binge read this book. It gives you an insight into the mindset of different people, being rich and poor, how it affects your spending of the money, how you behave around money, and what you exactly think about money. Everything has a price, the fear, the emotions, which is what these companies, marketing strategies built upon. So I will highly recommend you to read The Psychology of Money. Some books on the same lines are Rich Dad and Poor Dad and Intelligent Investor. And now I have few inspirational, motivational biographies and memoirs. The first one on this list is Educated by Tara Westover, and boy was it a 5-star read for me. Hell yes. This is such a sad book, yet it is powerful. Like, it at times you will feel disgusted, you will feel disturbed. It has trigger warnings at times. The incidents that are described in this book might not feel real. You might not accept that someone or people can live like this, but it's actually true. Tara, the writer, has lived this life and she's come out of it, and she has written this book, her life, her journey, and after reading this book you'll feel grateful about your life. Not only that, this book talks about the importance of getting educated, how education can turn over your worlds, how it can change your mindset. The next memoir in the list is Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Inspirational, his life and starting up, how he started Nike, what are the struggles, what are the hurdles he faced, how he started his business with zero investment, how he was not sure till the very end. His lines, it's like no one is born extraordinary. You build a life from being ordinary person, turn into an extraordinary life. So yeah, Shoe Dog is a book which I'll highly recommend all of you to read. And next on this list is an autobiography by a former President of India, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Wings of Fire. This is such a motivational book to read. After reading this one, I read more of his work and all of them are great. I mean, his vocabulary, the words that he chooses to express, his family, his surroundings and his life, all of them just inspire you. Plus, this book is written by an Indian, so you understand the life. I mean, you can achieve everything and education can just change your life. So I've recommended a lot of non-fiction till now in this video, and so do other people as well. They believe, and people as readers as well believe, that reading fiction is a waste of time and only non-fiction books can add value to your life, which is totally false. I believe that reading fiction equally benefits your life and it adds value to your life as well, which is why I have few fiction book recommendations for all you students out there. So in fiction I have 7 book recommendations for you, and all of them talk about different topics, yet all of them are same. I've actually divided them into 2 types. The first set are the books which will give you a sense of belonging. You'll relate with these people, you'll relate with these stories, you'll find yourself in one of these books for sure. The first one on this list is Catcher in the Rye, Perks of Being a Wallflower, All the Bright Places, and Radio Silence. All of these books talks about student life, teenage life. For that matter, the first book, Perks of Being a Wallflower, talks about being an introvert. Then we have All the Bright Places. It is one of my favorites. Actually, all of them are. And All the Bright Places talks about mental health, mental trauma, growing up in life. Then we have Radio Silence. If you're confused about your career, then this is a book which is must read. This book has its own voice, which is why it is actually one of my favorites. You will definitely enjoy reading this book. This won't feel like you are reading a book. Instead, it will feel like you're talking to a friend. He or she knows you. Then we have a classic, Catcher in the Rye. It does not feel like a classic to read, not at all. It has so many hidden meanings. I still haven't deciphered all of them. When you feel like no one understands you, no one knows you, you are stuck in your life. All these 4 books are there for this reason. All these 4 books will definitely help you, trust me on that. The next set of books are The Little Prince, Midnight Library, and Before the Coffee Gets Cold. All 3 of them are totally different, yet they are similar. Why? Midnight Library talks about a library which is after death. We have a girl who is kind of dead in the middle of life on earth, and after life she reaches this library where there are different books. Each book is about her life, how she could have been a different person if she chose a different life, all her life experiences. Interesting read, binge read for sure, and engaging. Definitely an inspirational book to read. Next we have Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Again, it talks about life's regrets. What if it also is about time travel, and it's actually a magical realism. It is a Japanese book which I'll highly recommend. It's short and simple, and the moral is quite strong, life's regret. The Little Prince. This is such a unique book. It is one of those feel-good books which forces you to be, to keep that innocence in you. And yeah, those are all the recommendations. I hope you find one book for yourself. I hope you enjoy reading these books. If you do, don't forget to comment down below. Share your favorite books which you have read as students. Share what are your, what is your thought on students reading books. And yeah, that's it with this video. I'll see you later with another video. Until then, bye bye.